Hi everyone, it is Stephanie Medley-Rath, and I am the author of Introduction to Sociology and the founder of the Sociology Coach. And in this video, I wanted to show you a little bit about how my website and my textbook can help you teach students about the many different kinds of career paths that people who either major in sociology, minor in it, or maybe they only take an intro course, but how the discipline of sociology connects to careers and employment. So, starting off, let me go to the preface of the book itself. So, I highlight this in the preface that I do have information about careers for sociology majors. So, every single chapter includes a description of 3 careers for sociology majors. So, the book is 10 chapters long times 3, so there's 30 different careers that are highlighted that are related to sociology in some way. They may not all be like super directly related, but you can make the path there from a sociology student to that career, because we know careers come in all shapes and sizes, and the path to get to that career can look very different for every single person. So I try to focus on careers that made sense for someone majoring in sociology, but also were related to the overall chapter content. So that way, if a student found that particular chapter appealing in some way, that there's some careers that they could connect the major to as well. So let me show you what that looks like. So let me see. Chapter 3. We'll just skip around. So chapter 3. So every chapter has a section called careers, and you can click on it. And importantly, all the careers that are highlighted in this book are careers that are highlighted in some way by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. So that means that we have data, and we have data that presumably is fairly up to date on different kinds of careers related to a given topic. So chapter 3 is about social structure, and I focus on religion and government in this particular chapter. So I came up with emergency management directors is one of the careers that fits in that. So, thinking about students who maybe will later enroll in something like sociology of disaster, they may be interested in a career in emergency management directing, and that is something sociology can support. The BLS also has created videos related to these careers. They're very short, 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes, that I've embedded on the website for the book. If you're using the print book, of course, the videos aren't there, but I've inserted, I believe it's a QR code that gets you to this page that shows you, so then you can access these videos as well. So the other 2 careers for this chapter include anthropologists and archaeologists. And of course, if you're in a joint anthropology sociology program, this may be very useful to you. And then archivists, curators, and museum workers as well. These are all careers that sociology students could do. So, in some of these careers are such that they require a master's degree, and it doesn't matter what your bachelor's degree was in before getting that master's degree. So, I think that's really important information for students to understand too, because they may think, oh, I want to work in a museum, I should major in history. Well, that's one approach, but if you're going to go to get a master's degree that's very much focused on archival work or museum work, it may matter a little bit less what your bachelor's degree is actually in, as long as it helps prepare you for that graduate school career. The other feature in chapter 1, so chapter 1, I have a section about sociology and careers, and in it, it focuses on connecting sociology to careers with, some different job titles that we know sociology students go into. We have a little bit about how sociology differs from other disciplines and majors. Then how sociology can support diverse careers, So I tend to focus a lot on nursing and healthcare professions at my institution because a lot of my students are pre-nursing students, so it makes a lot of sense there. I sometimes also have business students in my classroom, and I often have education students in my classroom as well. And a great number of our students, not just mine, but when I say our students, all of our students actually go into education related careers. With their sociology majors, it's important to kind of highlight, well, how might sociology fit with these other kinds of careers, or what we may even refer to as professional kinds of programs? I also have an assignment that if you have subscribed to my newsletter, you gain access to these assignments, including my career exploration assignment, which is appropriate for an introduction to sociology class. It's a very easy, straightforward kind of assignment, but if you're like, I need to demonstrate to my dean, to my president, whoever it might be, that I'm actually talking about careers in my classes, this assignment is a very easy way to do that. So it is very much students can use either resources at my website, which I'll show you a little bit more about here in a second, or the BLS, which is helpful because they should know what the Occupational Outlook Handbook is and be able to use it. Okay. So they're just supposed to, think about what careers they're interested in, give me some information to show they actually went to the BLS website, thinking about what skills they've developed in an introductory to sociology class that could help in that career, how sociological imagination could help, intersectionality or inequality. So these things are important to our discipline and important to the world of work. Then I asked them to identify majors and also minors that might help someone in this career. And this assignment has been really useful because it allows me to see what my students' interests are, and I can also give them some feedback to redirect them or guide them as needed. So for instance, I'll have students say, I want to study XYZ, and I'm like, we don't have a major in that. So let's figure out, like, what are you majoring in? How do you plan to reach that career if you're not in a degree that seems like a direct connection? Like, do you know what the next steps are? Or they identify minors that they can't get at my university. So it's a way for me to then suggest, well, you can't minor in, I don't know, German, but you can minor in Spanish, for instance. So I can do a little bit of redirection there. If I know their career interests as well, I can also do a little bit of promoting some of the classes that we will be teaching in the next, 1 to 3 semesters. So if they're like, I really want to be a nurse, I'm like, well, you can minor in sociology, and we have this sociology of health and illness that may be really interesting to you, or that they want to be a police officer. Well, have you thought about taking our juvenile delinquency course? Right? So knowing what their career paths are, which I find out through this assignment, allows me to also do some mentoring. So it benefits the students because they see what's available at our institution. It helps them make concrete what they're learning in sociology in our class and how it might apply to their career. And then it helps me sort of provide some guidance too. So the other big feature of my website are the Sociology Major Resource Hub. And I start out with careers for sociology degrees, and I'm just going to right click it so it pops open. So 40 rewarding careers in sociology. I really have focused a lot on what careers are listed in the BLS to think about, is this a career that someone who studies sociology could reasonably do or not? And in many cases, like we know, sociology is a very flexible degree, and for many careers, not all, but many careers, they require a master's degree. So you don't major, for example, in occupational therapy, you major in something and then you go get your master's degree in occupational therapy, right? So we could be that something that some of the occupational therapists major in before getting their degrees to practice occupational therapy, for instance. So each of these opens up into its own page with information for students. I have information about majoring in sociology, graduate school options, and I should say all of this is constantly expanding. So while there's a lot of information already out here, I have a long list of like, here's additional graduate school programs I want to profile, because even with graduate school, a master's in sociology may not be the best choice for all students, but there's lots of different graduate school options that are out there. They just might not know what they are. Some information about choosing sociology as a major, sociology for non-majors. So especially thinking about, well, maybe you can't major in it, but can you minor in it? I mean, that would be helpful too. And some information for parents, because people make decisions, based on what their parents want as well. So something that they could give their parents, and marketable skills. So what are the kinds of things that they could put on their resume if they study sociology? So there's a great deal of resources related to careers and career support, and I am always working to expand these resources as well. So, if there's a career you would like to see profiled on this website, or a specific kind of career related resource that would be helpful, that you would like to see, just please let me know. I'm happy to put it in the queue and develop it as I am able to. Remember, I'm a one-person operation, so I am, I do things as I can. But you can reach me at thesociologycoach@gmail.com, or you can find me on social media. Thanks.